Welcome into Texans Today, everybody. We've got a great show on tap for you. But first, before we get going, I want to hear from you folks at home. Who are you most excited to see play for the Texans this preseason? A lot of new rookies, not a lot of new faces donning that Texans jersey. Let me know down in the comment section. Hey, I'm going to have my eyes out. Get down in there and let me know who you are most excited to see play. Texans fans, it's almost here. I can smell the freshly cut turf down at NRG Stadium. Let's get rocking and rolling. First game against those dirty cheater Patriots from New England. I'm going to be breaking down my top 5 players to keep an eye out on during this preseason game. And first name, hey, it might surprise you. It's a quarterback, but it's not CJ Stroud. It's Davis Mills, the presumptive backup quarterback for the Houston Texans. Hey, obviously, CJ Stroud, that'd be the easy choice to go here. But I'm going to be keeping an eye out for Davis Mills because, hey, he's got a lot to prove. And even though a lot of people like to crap on Davis Mills, he has not been horrible his first 2 seasons given how this Texans team was built. And, to start training camp, DeMeco Ryans has Davis Mills and CJ Stroud splitting the first team reps so far. And I'm really interested to see how Davis Mills progresses in this third season. And I think, if he can, put together some good outings, if he can look good in the preseason, that might be a trade chip for the Texans down the road. Hey, you never know if a quarterback gets hurt, if a quarterback gets injured. Davis Mills is a very good backup for backups senses in the NFL. And I think, if he can go out there, if he can prove that he's still got some juice against the Patriots, against these other preseason opponents, other teams might be taking a look. So Davis Mills, I've got my eyes on you. Davis Mills, first on my list for Texans to watch against the Patriots. Number 2 on my list, he's a rookie. He's from H-Town, Tank Dell, my guy. Hey, I'm really pumped to see what this guy can do. Undersized, but an explosive player out of the University of Houston. And all reports have been outstanding of this kid. We all want to see the 7-1-3 connection, don't we? Of course we do. We want to see Tank Dell in the end zone, and he's been doing everything he can to improve during this rookie offseason. Apparently, from reports, he's been the first guy out on the practice field multiple times. That's what you want to see from the young rook. And he's been making some plays at practice. I mean, look at this catch. Tank Dell, do your thing, young man. He has been really showing out for the Texans coaching staff. And, this Texans wide receiver room, it desperately needs it. It needs a Tank Dell. It needs a John Mechie to step up and prove themselves because there's a lot of unproven talent behind Robert Woods, who is aging in this wide receiver room for the Houston Texans. Tank Dell, I'll be keeping an eye out on you against the New England Patriots. I want to see what you can do up against other competition. But hey, we're bringing you everything you need to know leading up to kickoff, leading up to the Texans preseason game against the New England Patriots. So go down and smash that subscribe button and turn on your notifications in case we drop a new video, in case there's breaking news. You don't want to miss out. So go down there, hit the subscribe button, or go to youtube.com/Texans TV to get free Texans news and rumors videos every single day. The next guy on my list, easily one of the best names on the team, my guy, Juice Scruggs, another rookie on my list. And hey, this one's a big one because he is going to be, in line to start at center for the Houston Texans. I have a lot of high hopes for this Texans offensive line. Laramie Tunsil, I believe the best left tackle in the game. Kenyon Green, a first-round pick from last year. He's got some stuff to prove. We traded for Shaq Mason this offseason. Great find by Nick Caserio and this Texans front office. And Titus Howard just got an extension. But I really want to see what Juice can do. I really want to see if he is going to be able to hold down the fort at the center position, especially because, the center quarterback exchange, that's going to be huge for him and CJ Stroud or Davis Mills moving forward. I really want to see some physicality. I really want to see some oomph out of Juice Scruggs. I think he's got it. Only allowed 1 sack in college at Penn State. I'll be looking for Juice Scruggs against the New England Patriots. And this begs a bigger question along with Juice Scruggs. What Texans rookie besides C.J. Stroud makes the biggest impact this season? I already named 2 of them, Tank Dell, Juice Scruggs. Who do you think makes the biggest impact this year? I mean, I'm impartial to offensive linemen. I'm going to go Juice, especially if he's starting, because offensive line, the trenches is where teams win or lose football games. If Juice can play well this year for the Houston Texans, that is great signs for this Texans offense. Next up, another young man, Roy Lopez. Kind of an under-the-radar guy. The Texans signed 2 defensive tackles in free agency in Sheldon Rankins, Malik Collins. But can Roy Lopez keep on doing what he's doing? I mean, I really liked what I've seen out of the young kid. He's got a high motor, 36 tackles, 1 sack, 6 tackles for loss last season. Roy Lopez, I'd really love to see him come into his own. And, you know, he's going to be a rotation piece. He's a bigger guy. I'd like to see him work on that stamina, work on his ability to stay on the field. But Roy Lopez, I'm going to be watching you against the Patriots because I really think he's a special young player. I think, especially under the new regime, under defensive-minded head coach DeMeco Ryans, Roy Lopez, he can bloom into a pretty good player, a sneaky good player for the Houston Texans. And the last player on my list that I'm going to be watching versus the New England Patriots, Henry To'oTo'o. The guy so nice, they named him twice. My guy, the linebacker out of Alabama. I'm going to be looking at Henry to see what he can do. Had a great last 2 years at Alabama. 205 tackles, 16 tackles for loss, 6.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble. Led the Crimson Tide defense the past 2 seasons. And right now, I tentatively have him starting alongside Christian Harris and Denzel Perryman. Now, Christian Kirksey has been getting a lot of the starting reps at practice, but I want to see what Henry can do, especially under a head coach in DeMeco Ryans, who is a former great linebacker in this league. I want to see how he can develop, and I want to see Henry To'oTo'o go out there and ball out, because that will be great news for this Houston Texans defense that is trying to prove and desperately trying to get better from last season with the additions of To'oTo'o, Will Anderson, among other players. Denzel Perryman, another free agent this offseason. He's been getting a lot of the starting reps, but I want to see what Henry To'oTo'o can do. I'll be keeping my eyes out on you. I want to see how your game is, and I want to see you rock and roll for our Houston Texans against those cheating, lying, dirty Patriots. These are the 5 guys I'm going to be keeping an eye out on. So I want you to keep your eyes out on these 5 guys against the New England Patriots. And if you made it to the end of today's video, hey, that just means you're a real one. H-Town, hold it down. If you made it to the end of today's video, spam those H's, this emoji right here. Go ahead and spam that in the comment section because you're a real one. You're the ones that stick around to the very end of the game. You're the ones who are rooting on our team no matter what, and I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. 832-713, hold it down. Till next time, let's go Texans.